Are you struggling to get a good night's sleep with your eczema and TSW? Are you up all night long, either unable to sleep or simply extremely itchy? If so, keep watching, because in today's video we're going to delve down into the routine of sleep and how sleep is so essential towards our healing and what we can do to get a better night's sleep. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Layla and this channel is dedicated to those of you guys who are struggling with eczema and topical steroid withdrawal. That's right, TSW. I myself have also had eczema since birth and I went through topical steroid withdrawal, and which I'm coming out the last reminiscences of it still today. So in today's video we're going to talk about sleep, because this is something that I really have battled with over the years, and I finally managed to find a really good sleep routine and techniques that I want to share with you guys today. But before we head off into this topic, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm really loving your support, you guys. Thank you so much for all of those of you who have subscribed so far. And for those of you who haven't, do hit that subscribe button. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on my next upcoming videos. And leave some comments down below. Let me know how hard it is for you guys to sleep and what you do to overcome it. And if any of these tips in this video help you, then do let me know. And at the same time, give me a thumbs up for this video if you find it of value. So why specifically do we itch more at night time? Well, it's all down to our cortisol levels, and if you want to learn all about your cortisol levels and how they function, go ahead and check out my adrenal fatigue video here that I did a few weeks ago. So our cortisol level actually drops at night time and then increases from the morning during the day. And what happens is at night time, when our cortisol levels have actually dropped, our cortisol level actually acts as a natural anti-inflammatory. So when we've got less cortisol at night time, we do tend to be more itchy and more heated and much more sensitive towards our body. So in today's video, I'm going to give you 6 benefits of how to get a really good night's sleep and implement some really good routines, some really good strategies to give you guys the best optimum sleep whilst you're going through your TSW and your eczema. So tip number 1 is getting the right body temperature. Now this might seem very basic, but it's actually really important, because in order to fall asleep, studies have shown that you need to be 2 degrees less than your regular body temperature. So you need to be cooler, essentially. In order to be cooler, you need to make sure that your sleeping environment is as cool as possible so that you will fall asleep. This actually also goes hand in hand with feeling itchy and that heated itchiness that we get on our skin. So if we feel cooler overall, then we're less likely to have that burning itchy feeling on our skin. So there's lots of little tools and devices we can use in order to stay cool. My favorite tip for me, living here in the south of France, especially during the hot summer months, it's really made it apparent to me how important it is to stay cool. And what we do at home is that, because we don't have any air conditioning, we have windows and we leave the windows open, and we actually staple mosquito netting to the outside of these windows so that we're not bothered by mosquitoes or any other flying insects. And then we have a nice cross breeze going through the bedrooms out onto the windows on the landing, so we have this lovely cool current of breeze going throughout the night. This technique can actually keep the house super cool and our bedrooms really cool, to the point where sometimes they actually have to close the windows because it gets too cool. Silk pillowcases, numbing creams, ice packs, these are all really great essential tools that you can have just to keep yourself cool. For those of us who struggle with eczema and TSW around the neck area, I actually have a technique whereby I lie flat on my back and I have 2 pillows behind me, 2 silk pillows behind me, so that my neck has a gap between the pillow and actually where my shoulders are. So I have a nice little airflow gap so that I don't get hot and sweaty on my neck, so that I get a nice cool breeze running through the back of my neck, so that my neck doesn't get sweaty, it doesn't get heated, and it doesn't get itchy. Another wee technique that I like to do is that, as I do like to have a duvet on top of me, I always stick my feet out of the bottom of the duvet so that my feet are really nice and cool, because in my mind, if your feet are cool, then the rest of your body temperature tends to cool down very quickly as well. Tip 2 is to have a really good bedtime routine. Now, just like children, us adults also need a good bedtime routine, and this is really essential when it comes to what time we go to bed and what time we wake up. As my kids get up very early, I too must get up very early. So I set myself a really good bedtime routine. I put them to bed between 8 and 8:30, and then I put myself to bed at 9:30. And I use that hour to actually fulfill my bedtime routine. Now, that can be my reading, my skincare routine, putting on some light music for myself, journaling, reading, just getting myself into that unwinding routine, that unwinding motion whereby I'm actually relaxing at the end of the day. I have myself a cup of nice rooibos tea along with my collagen powder in it. So I have the same routine every evening, and I really enjoy this pattern. You can also maybe do a little bit of your red light therapy at the same time. Put on your red light therapy mask or sit on your lamp. This actually can also promote really good sleep habits. Take your CBD oil, that sort of thing, and then you know that when you get into bed that evening that you've fulfilled your day, you've been highly productive, and you're ready for a really good night's sleep, and then you're ready to tackle the next day bright and early. In the mornings, I get up at 6:30, so that actually almost gives me 9 hours of sleeping time per night, which just allows me to actually heal my skin, allow those skin cells to regenerate themselves, and to have a healthy, happy lifestyle during the daytime. So tip number 3 is to get the exercise that you need and to be as active as you possibly can with your condition. Now, I know this can be quite a trial and error process, and it can be quite difficult, but if you can be as active as you can possibly be, which might not be as active as somebody else, but as active as you can possibly be, then that will allow you to have a better night's sleep because you'll feel more tired naturally, and because you'll want to have that sleep and you'll be craving it. Now, I do appreciate we're in the height of the summer, and during the summer times it's extremely hot, and sometimes doing exercise and being overly active in the daytime is completely impossible. I myself are probably a little bit less active when it's this hot, especially between the hours of 12 and 4 p.m, because it is just way too hot to be outside. So therefore I try and be more active in the mornings and in the early evenings so that I'm really, really tired when it comes to bedtime. So I'm literally just going to pass out and fall asleep immediately. Tip 4 is eating well. Now, you guys, I know you've watched many of my other videos, and for those of you who haven't, go ahead and check out my foods to avoid in order to heal your skin here, and the foods that cause a lot of itching, because it really, really, really rings true. And I always talk about how diet is so important to your healing journey and really recovering and overcoming your eczema and your TSW. That was the absolute key and crux to my healing journey, was my diet. So go ahead and check out some of those other videos about how to stop the itch and also what foods to avoid as well. At the same time, you need to be having a good routine with your meal times, with your breakfast, your lunch and your dinner, not having them too late in the day. Make sure you have yourself a nice early dinner so it gives your stomach and your digestion time to process that meal, so that you're not going to bed on a very, very full stomach, that you've had some time to digest before you actually go to sleep. This is actually really, really essential to our sleep patterns, because our body will be overworking itself whilst trying to go to sleep, and sometimes your body just needs to do one thing at a time. So make sure you have your dinner nice and early, don't have a very heavy meal, and make sure you're not eating too much sugar right before your bedtime. So tip number 5 is bedding your bedroom, keeping it clean, hair-free, dust-free. Dust mites can be a huge allergen for many of us with TSW and eczema, so keeping your room super clean. I have to say, during the cruxes of my TSW, I vacuumed and mopped my bedroom floor every single day. I also changed my sheets every single day. I had so much flaking that I had to get rid of all this flakiness. I couldn't sleep in the same sheets one night after another. It was completely impossible, and also it felt very disgusting. Choosing the right washing powder was really essential towards the hygiene of my bedroom and my linens. I always went for, and still do go for, a very sensitive washing powder. Now, I know this might seem very obvious to you, but choosing the right washing powder, making sure that there's no perfumes in it, making sure there's not too high a sodium lauryl sulfate level in there, because that can also strip your skin and cause more irritation. So go ahead and check out some of the organic washing powder selections that you have in your supermarket or in your organic store. I've just recently started using the Tru Earth products because they are very eco-friendly. They come in these very nice little strips, and you just put them in the washing machine. They're not heavy. You don't have to carry home, you know, big giant bottles of washing liquid all the time. So I really do like these. They're really nice and sensitive on the skin as well. So I'm really enjoying these Tru Earth products. I'll put them in the link below for you guys as well. Then finally, tip number 6 is all about our nails and making sure that we keep them short, so that in the nighttime when we are asleep, if we do scratch in our sleep, that we're not going to cause as much damage to our skin as possible. So keeping your nails super short, keeping them filed down, or actually doing, for those of us ladies who want to still have quite nice nails, you can do gel nails. But I would say with gel nails, be very careful not overdoing your gel nail, because it can actually really damage your nail bed. I actually started using a natural gel nail product called Manicuriste, and again I'll put that in the link below, as they use all non-toxic products to do the gel nail. It does leave a thinner varnish on the nail, so it doesn't really blunt the edge of your nail whereby you can scratch. But if you can actually keep them nice and short, then that is really key. For those of you with children with eczema and TSW, I actually used to put little mitts on my daughter when she had eczema as a baby, and this was really helpful. I actually used to wet wrap her hands because she used to have quite a lot of hand eczema, and this would keep her cool in the night. And I used to wet wrap it with wet wrap bandages, and then creams as well, such as Aven, my favorite, as many of you might know already. So go ahead and give that a try. And lastly, you guys, I just want to say, be kind to yourself, and if you need to nap during the day, then go ahead and take that nap in the daytime. For those of you who are working from home or not working anymore because you're concentrating on your healing journey, then take that nap during the day. If you feel in the afternoon you just can't keep your eyes open and you're absolutely exhausted, or you find that you actually sleep better during the day than at night, then do what you need to do. Take that nap, and then slowly over time, as your skin begins to improve, you can start to adapt your sleep routine to the nighttime so you can get your sleep and your daytime energy back on track. So that is it from me, you guys. I really hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, do give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Sweet dreams.